What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well so far. Let's cut straight to the chase. Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4 came out a week ago today. They're amazing. I played through both of them live. I beat them 3 times now. Both of them 3 times. I played 24 hours of Deltarune live in the first 36 hours of the game coming out, so lots of thoughts, lots of feelings, but today we were talking about the OST. Now, the OST was the part, or a part at least, that I was most excited for, because I listened to the soundtrack for this game almost daily. tobyfox is very, very talented at composing, and he cooked up some bangers for Chapter 3 and 4. Today we're doing just Chapter 3. Not my favorite of the OSTs, or of the chapters, for the OSTs for the chapters. It's still very good, and I have a lot of thoughts here, because it's pretty interesting, some of the songs that we have here, so I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to go up here with a bit of OBS magic. Ding! Hello. So, here is the tier list. There's already a number of these OST tier lists on tierlistmaker.com. I guess people got to work pretty fast on this, which is good for me. It does have both chapters, so I went ahead and organized the Chapter 3 OST in order, and then the rest of 4 is just kind of down here somewhere. So, we're going to do 3 for now, and then we're going to do 4 later. I intend to do these tier list videos for, a few videos, so that we have time for people to play the game and stuff. And then we will talk about more lore and analysis, that kind of stuff. I'll probably start putting some spoilers in thumbnails in a couple weeks from now, so be warned. I think that that's probably enough time for you guys to play the game. But for now, we're going to stick with this. Now, spoiler warning for Chapter 3 and maybe 4 here as well, because I'm going to be discussing some of the context around these songs, so be careful with that. And, before we get into that, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, you can always change your mind, and it helps me out a lot. Also, if you would be so generous as to donate or join the channel, you get lots of cool perks. It'd be really neat. So, thank you for those who do. But now on to the soundtrack. So, number 1 we have here is Flashback Excerpt. Now, I have a whole video on this one song, actually, and I'm glad to see it appear. However, it appears in the same form as it did in Chapter 2, in the weird route with the Noelle in the hospital scene. We hear the song, a haunting song, terrifying in that context especially, and now it's back, but officially on the OST, the first song in the OST, with Rouse explaining lots of lore, actually, with Darker Than Dark. We see Susie's room, we see image friend looking thing, lots of cool stuff here. And it plays, and it is a good song. I'm already familiar with it, so this is like one of the only songs that we were familiar with ahead of time, pre-game coming out, so it feels a little bit more, I don't know, it's already kind of set for me as one that I like a lot. It's not S tier, I would say, for sure, but it's very haunting, very spooky, feels very Doki Doki-like, versus kind of like feels wrong, which especially fits with the weird route. And now it's kind of like a generic, I wouldn't say generic, because I wouldn't call most of these songs generic, but you know what I mean, like a more, well, it's for flashbacks, right, for lore, for sad stories, for world building. The fact that it's an excerpt, to me, says that it's going to come back later with more parts to it. I would almost guarantee that the full song is when we get the full Death's backstory, the flashback to that. So we're going to go with A tier, but we're going to call it Really Freaking Good. Why does it not center that? Fine, just really good. Actually, no, we're gonna go with very excellent. There we go, and then we'll go with literal peak for S tier, because you can't get much better than that. Or just, I don't know why it's not centering that stuff. Peak. There we go. This is going to be very excellent. Love the song. I love it has the holy in it, which is a pretty interesting motif. Once again, if you want to hear more about the song Flashback, be sure to watch my video. It's a ways back in my catalog, but it definitely is in there somewhere. You can find it. Here is Feature Presentation. A big tonal shift here. This one is great. This one is one of the ones that gets stuck in my head the most. This is the first lyrical Deltarune OST. Well, it doesn't really have lyrics, it has words, I guess. Feature Presentation. Time for another feature presentation. Feature. Coming straight from your house. He's the king of only. It's so good. I love it. This is peak. Come on, guys. When I saw this for the first time on stream, once again, the VODs are always up there in the live tab of the channel. I pog so hard. It's insane. The 3D graphics, like the analog style. It's brain rot and absurd. This chapter feels like a good continuation of kind of how Spamton was. If Spamton wasn't corrupted by the Shadow Crystal and went absolutely crazy, this kind of feels like a Spamton type beat. It also gives us one of our main motifs for this chapter, which actually started in chapter 2, the Hey Every / Real Boy, the ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. That is one of the major musical motifs of this chapter, and it starts here, I believe, with the Mr. Antenna's TV time, that part, yeah. So, then we have this one, which I probably used in today's video already. Now for today's sponsors, this one is a great soundtrack for YouTubers to use when they have sponsors, and hopefully one day I'll get to use it myself. That one and the Alpha Rad Classic, the It's Showtime from Undertale. This is probably up there now. This one is one of Tenna's kind of associated themes, also sets up a major leitmotif. Very jazzy, feels very, well, game show-like. A lot of these songs do a great job of feeling very game show-like. This one's also great. I think I like Flashback better, but this is also very excellent of a song. Then we have Mike, the board, please. Now this one is kind of, I guess, Tenna's theme, which is ironic because it has Mike's name in it, but this is the one that I think I would call, if I had to call one song just Tenna, the way that we have Queen, I would probably call this one just Tenna. This is the Tenna song, and it's very similar to for today's sponsors. It's the same motif, obviously, so that's part of why I think I like today's sponsors more, because it's more jazzy and upbeat and kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It hits a different kind of itch. This one's great though. It feels a bit more bare bones, so I'll keep it here. Sandy board. Now, okay, I'll go ahead and do us the favor of deleting these rows here, because there is no F tier. This one, there's pretty good. There's, you know, doesn't do much for me. Now, I would add one that's like ambience, for example, but there's only a few ambient tracks here, and most of them actually I think are pretty good on their own, because they just, in the context of where they go and stuff, it makes me feel things and think things about when I played this chapter for the first time a week ago, I guess, which was not that long ago, but still, it already feels nostalgic for some reason. Sandy board doesn't do much for me, I'm gonna be honest. It's one of the weaker overworld themes of these two chapters, and even of this chapter as well. Once again, not a bad song. I'll go ahead and put actively bad here, so that I cannot put anything in this tier, because there are no actively bad songs. How do you spell actively? I thought you spelled it right. There we go. Yeah, so it doesn't do much for me. It's kind of just eh. Adventure board is kind of the same way. I think this one's a bit better, though. These are the ones that play in the first round of Tenna's game show. Query is also one that doesn't do a lot for me, I'm going to be honest. A majority, not a majority, a number of these more, these songs that play during the video game part of the chapter don't do much for me personally. The one that does is Quiz. I'm a big fan of Quiz. This one's pretty cool. This is the one that plays when you do a quiz in the chapter. Dig to the center of the earth. This one is the one that plays with the ho ho ho, you just got Lancered. That page in the sweepstakes with the what we thought was a Lancer plush possibly is actually the 8-bit Lancer. He comes out of your pocket and digs holes in the game. So this one is, I like this one actually. I'm gonna be honest. This one's pretty great. I'll put it here. It's funny. It's essentially just Lancer, but like 8-bit and crunchy and fast. Pushing Buddies. This one is super weird, but also it's actually pretty good. It plays when Rousey reveals that he can turn into a block, which I do think is actually kind of lore significant. I'm gonna be honest, but we'll talk about that later. This is a pretty good track. It's the like cheesy romantic track. The that one, you know. So it sounds like something out of Tomodachi Life. I say that because I've been playing that game recently for a server event on the Discord server. You should join the Discord server. It's a really cool place. Join it now. But I say that because it sounds like a few tracks there that are like intentionally cheesy, like romantic tracks. Sounds like that. It's weird because it's Chris and Rouse. I'm not really sure what Rouse is or where he stands as far as Chris goes, but it's a pretty good song regardless. Very brief. It only appears once, I think, so as far as I know at least, but it's good. I like it. I think I'll put it between these two. Rooter Buster. This might be one of the best tracks on the whole OST, all like 150-ish at this point. This might be one of the best ones. It's essentially, so this is the new like mini boss theme, I think. At least for chapter 3 it is. It plays with the weather people, and as well as Shutta and some other places as well. So this is a great theme. It's Rude Buster, but just jazzier and cooler and more insane. I think what adds a lot here is the keyboard. The instrumentation here is pretty similar to Rude Buster, but the keyboard makes it sound so clean. It makes it feel, it's a great mini boss song. It really is a step up in stakes and intensity from original Rude Buster because it kind of goes to the next layer of sound fonting and just the way that it sounds with the more, real sounding keyboard as opposed to the more like compressed and bit sounds that the original Rude Buster has, which is also great. The classic Rude Buster is amazing as well, which is why this song is so good because it's just better than that one in my opinion. Physical challenge. This one is pretty good. It's the one that plays when you do the cooking segment of the first round, and it's all right. It has some interesting motifs. I think it might have Lost Girl in there somewhere if I recall correctly. I mean, at least I heard it. Possibly I'm insane, but I think this one's pretty good. I think I'll put it here. I think it's better than these. Not quite as good as these, I would say though. Board clear. It's whatever, It's one of those songs where it's like, yeah, we won the game, wahoo. That's about all it does for me. Green Room, or Welcome to the Green Room, is, I use it in a lot of my videos. I probably used it in this video. Very just relaxing, smooth, classy. It's like, it feels like a green room. It's like a hip shop if you were in a TV studio. And also a motif that gets used quite a bit in this chapter. It's pretty good. I think it's better than Physical Challenge. Honestly, I'll put it dead center of very excellent. Great song, fits the vibe very well. Vapor Buster. This one we heard a portion of in the Spam Time Sweepstakes with the page that showed us knocking the socks off the shadow guys with the hearts. The boom, 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 It doesn't play there. It is neither a Weird Root song nor a Shadow Guy song. It is actually the water cooler boss theme. And it's Rude Buster in a vaporwave form. It's slowed down with some added instrumentation in some parts, what sounds to be like a violin. Or some string instrument. It's not quite as good as Rooter Buster. I think I also like feature presentation more, but that's because I'm brain rotted. Once again, if it's Rude Buster, it's gonna go pretty high, just because Rude Buster is amazing, so I'll put it there. Paradise. This is probably the best, game song in this chapter. It's a great overworld theme. It feels very nostalgic. It's a long song. It's one of the longer songs in the OST, if I recall correctly. I'm not as familiar with the new songs, obviously, as I am with the older ones I've been farming for nearly a decade at this point. So this is, I guess 7 years almost on Deltarune Chapter 1, and then we're coming up on 4 for Chapter 2. It's pretty insane. But I will get more familiar as I repeatedly listen to them. This one I know is one that I'll look forward to hearing a lot, because it just it hits the spot. It plays into the nostalgia of the chapter, what it's trying to achieve. It lasts long enough to where it doesn't get repetitive fast, and it has catchy melodies in it. Just a good vibe. So this is a pretty high up there song for me. I think I'll put it at the top of very excellent for now, because I'm not sure if it's necessarily peak, because I don't think very many of the more, bit-like songs are here, but it's certainly one of the best, if not the best. Raft Ride. It's whatever, once again, I feel like. I'll put it at the top of Doesn't Do Much For Me. South of the Border, similar way. A few of these just, yeah, or eh. I think I'll put this one... I don't entirely remember how this one sounds, but I'm pretty sure I think it's like... We hear... Sound check. This is one that is just... It's the one that plays when you check the sound in the Lightner's Live minigame, with Susie just going ham on the drums, and you just doing a few practice notes. So, this one is... probably the worst. I mean, it's cool that it happens in the game, but I'm not sure it needs to be in the OST, to be honest. Raise Up Your Bat. Great song. Lots of lore implications here, in my opinion. The Lost Girl segment, I ascend when that starts happening. It's fun to play as well. I think that the minigame is great. It feels very tight as far as the rhythm game mechanics go. One of the standout moments of this chapter, hands down. This is a very good song. It has lyrics. I haven't read all the lyrics through yet, because that is one problem, is that you can't really see the lyrics when you're playing the game. So I know that Rouse like changes them to like try to censor them and stuff, which is pretty funny. The song is great. I love the context around it as well. King of Roly Poly. He's the king of Roly Poly. I don't actually remember what this one sounds like. So probably the fact that I don't remember it means it's probably in here somewhere, to be honest. There are only a few more here that I don't actively recall a whole lot of. I think Glowing Snow, this is the one that is kind of based off of or just really is the Uwa motif from Undertale, which is great. It's very lonely. It feels cold. It achieves its job very well. Snow is a big deal in Chapter 3. For some reason that we're not entirely sure of right now. I could give some postulations on that, but snow is a big deal here, and snow is also associated with some pretty dark stuff in Deltarune, so this makes you kind of feel uncomfortable. Especially the scene at the end of Chapter 3 where you are in the green room and everyone's turned to stone and there's that snow filter over the screen and this song plays, made me feel pretty spooked, pretty uncomfortable, but that means that it's doing its job, and it's very good. So I'm going to go ahead. Also, it's, Undertale music, can't really go wrong with that. Probably my favorite variation of the Uwa motif here. It's definitely better than Physical Challenge. I think I'll put it here. Big City Board, Doom Board, and Metaphysical Challenge are all ones that can kind of go, and that doesn't do much for me in any order necessarily, because it's just... It doesn't do much for me, to be honest. These are the songs that play when Tenna crashes out in round 3. Very, very cool scene. The songs don't do much for me, though. TV World. Also one of the standouts here. This is the overworld theme. This is the A Cyber's World of this chapter, or the Field of Hopes and Dreams of this chapter. Which means that it kind of has to be good, and it is good. It bangs. It's very, very, very good song. I think it is... top 3 for now. Is it better than Raise Up Your Bat? I think I like Raise Up Your Bat more. I'm gonna go with that because it's just, I think it is more important and it just features more, at least for me personally. It's TV time. It's TV time. This is the Tenna boss theme. I think it's funny that none of these songs have the word Tenna in them or the name Tenna. This song is a great song as far as songs go. As far as boss themes go, I think that Chaos King and Attack the Killer Queen are better. I think it's close. I think that this is one of the weaker boss themes of, as far as like the main bosses go. But at the same time, there's a reason for that, because this isn't really the final boss of the chapter. The boss theme that's peak gets saved for later. So, it's TV time. Great song. Is it in the peak tier? I don't know. I think it's very top of very excellent. Hall of Fame. This is the one that plays after you defeat Tenna, and he awards you with Toriel in the little capsule cube, or ball, sphere. So, this is the one that's like the slowed down, triumphant version of the ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. That one. It's pretty great. I love it. It's not much, but it makes me smile, and I like it a lot. So, It's also the calm before the storm of what happens next. So I will go with, I don't know. I think it's here, probably. And then here we have Breath. This is the song, or the kind of the ambient track that plays when the night arrives, and you're like, what the frick? I will never, ever be able to unhear this track because of what it does. Like, it's so just visceral. And seeing the night for the first time, live on stream, the roaring freaking night in Deltarune Chapter 3, unexpected. So unexpected. This is... I can't put it peak because that'd be my feelings taking over. It's the top of pretty good. As far as ambient tracks go, it's pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Let's do... There we go. That's more balanced, I think. Then we have Black Knife. This is the Roaring Night boss theme featuring the Nightmare Night motif. It's essentially just a like hardcore, like metal kind of remix of Nightmare Night. I heard the song a lot from when I was fighting the night on stream. That's the part that got chopped out because it was the last 4 hours of the 16-hour stream. But if you were there, my back is being a pain. 1 second. Ah, there we go. If you were there, you know that this song played a lot of times. And despite that, I still listen to it a lot. If it was not as good as it is, then I wouldn't still be listening to it on loop after I spent hours beating the night. But yet I still do. This is hard to say. I think it's number 2 in the track in the OST for now. I'm a big Rooter Buster fan. Black Knife, the night theme for now at least, is still amazing though. Crickets, another ambient track. This plays outside after you escape the Chapter 3 fountain. And it's okay. It gets the job done. It makes you feel like you're outside at night and things went not the way you wanted them to. Things are off, right? I think it's... As far as ambient tracks go, once again, I do appreciate it more than a lot of these songs down here. We'll put it here, I think is good. Dump. Dump is quite possibly one of the most interesting songs in the OST here, at least in Chapter 3. Because one, I've been told it's very Earthbound pilled, and I kind of agree. It does kind of do that for me. But also, very interesting motifs. So this plays in the special S rank room where you are able to kind of start the secret boss side quest kind of stuff. It has the green room hip shop motif. It's distorted and funky and weird though, which does a good job of conveying this is a dump. This is a place just a bit off from where you just were. This classy, elegant, smooth kind of place where it's all shiny and stuff. Then a few steps away, just down a hallway and a few doors, we're in this place it's run down. It's not very shiny or elegant. It's a dump, and the way that it distorts the motif does that well. Also, the way that they're able to hear the ba-ba-da-ba-ba in the background, it sounds like it's far away. It gives depth to this location because it sounds like it's coming from the other room. It sounds like I'm hearing the sounds of something more somewhere else. Also features, strangely, the Holy as a motif. The bum 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 bum. Which, I don't know why. That's pretty weird. It's a good song, though. It's pretty effective at what it does. I'll put it here, I guess. Sword. This is one of the songs that plays in the special game segment where you use a sword to kill monsters and get Indro stronger and snow some braves and frozen some chickens and whatnot. So this is a pretty good song. This is also one of the better game songs. I think I don't like it as much as Paradise at all. I think it's still not the best, even close to the best in the OST. I think I'll put it below Hall of Fame because it's better than all of these for sure. Northern Light. This one is a crunchy game version of Flashback, and it is effective. I think it works very well. Makes you feel like you're playing a creepypasta game in the game. I like it a lot. It's just essentially Flashback, but with a different coat of paint, which means that it's going to score pretty high. I think it's... I'll put it here, I think, yeah. Glacier... This one is kind of just an ambient track, to be honest. It's for me, at least. It doesn't do a whole lot. It's spooky and whatnot, but it's probably down here with, like, some of these in no real order. Bit Roots is digital roots, but in the game, so it's more bit, as the name suggests. And I like Digital Roots. It's a pretty good song. I like the original more, I would say. Here, it's not super... It's not a whole lot different, but the original does do more for me. I'll, once again, put it kind of in here somewhere. ERAM, I actually don't remember what this one is, but it's the one that plays before the Secret Boss theme, so it's somewhere in there. Once again, kind of a whatever. Burning Eyes. This is the Secret Boss theme when you fight something. People say it's a Shadow Mantle, for example, in the end of that, like, secret area of the game. The sword route, as some have been saying, which I think is a pretty good way of narrowing it down. Instead of saying the not applicable, but the Snowdrave-ish, secret boss-ish route, just call it the sword route. Get the job done. This is the hidden boss of the sword route theme. It's pretty good. It starts pretty similar to Black Knife and then incorporates some themes from the Spamton music from the previous chapter. I think it is... I'll put it here. It's a pretty serviceable song. And there we go. That's the list. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree? Do you think I'm absolutely freaking insane? Either way, let me know down in the comments below, and I will be very excited to see what you guys think. With that in mind, if you made it this far in the video, you must like the video, so why not like the video? Also, a big shout out to all of those who have supported me on Ko-Fi, like Cersei, Rosie Pixels, 512, and Frisky. Also, a big shout out to our Patreon members, like Blake the Snake, and also a big shout out to these people over here, there we go, for being YouTube members. So, we have a lot of them now. Pretty cool. You should go join them. They're pretty cool people. And a biggest shout out to Hufflepuff Prefect, Luke, and Tybee for being our fruit salad tier and Crazy Juice tier members of the channel. You guys are amazing, and you guys help keep me doing this and putting food on my table. So, much appreciated to everybody who supported the channel. You guys make it possible, and you guys are amazing. With that in mind, I love you guys. Be safe, be smart, don't be stupid, and have a great rest of your day.